Most people teach just kick back because it's a little bit easier, but it's a lot harder to get athletes to separate their legs in the air. So we'll go ahead and do a right one first. So for a hurdler, instead of arms being in a T like they were for a T jump and a toe touch, they come up. It's similar to when they're clasped, except their hands are apart and their fists are facing each other. That's probably the most important part, because we see a lot of athletes who like turn their fists out and then their arms turn out, because it's hard to keep your arms all the way in if your fists are out. So if your fists are in, it helps keep those arms like facing each other, and it helps keep that like nice solid line, which helps keep their chest up, which helps get their legs up. So if you see like any problems in a jump, the first good place to look is arm placement, because if they have wonky arms, it means that they're not using proper technique. And once you fix arms, the rest of the jump usually kind of like fixes itself. So everyone show me like hurdler arms to the right. Hurdlers are generally done to the corner. So toe touches are to the front, hurdlers are to the corner, and then when you do pike jumps are all the way to the side. So everyone's in a nice pretty. Yeah. So as you can see, everyone's like fists are facing, and this is really gross, and this is really gross. It's things that you guys will get like knocked on the score sheet. So fists, if they squeeze really, really hard, it should be a nice pretty line. You can tell they're being loose if they're like this or if they're like that. Does everyone want to show me a hurdler? So the front leg in a hurdler comes up as hard as it can. I tell athletes, try to keep yourself in face, because most of them can't do it. Some of them can, and then they have a really good hurdler. And then that back leg, toe needs to be pointed on both feet. A lot of people kind of forget about the back leg, and it looks like this gross check mark, but it's just going to turn into a big old X on your score sheet. So right hurdler, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4. So I forgot to mention this. When you guys are going up for the hurdler, you clap to the front bend, and then you stand to the side. When you're standing to the side, it's really hard for the athletes to keep their feet together if they try and keep both feet planted. So you clap and rotate over one toe. So my left foot kind of came off the ground, but it kept my feet together. Because if you start your jump with your feet apart, then like you lose a lot of power trying to stand up into the jump. So can you see that again, guys? And it's really, really important that they're getting there. It should be at a 45-degree angle to like the front and the side. So it's right in between when they jump. Because if they go too much to one side, they just look off from everybody else, and that's just going to like lower your scores. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4. And then it's the exact same thing on the left side, except you use your left leg and turn to the left. So you guys want to use the left further? 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4. It's really important to do like both hurdlers equally. We have like a lot of kids who will come in, and like I was this way as a cheerleader, and my right hurdler was like all the way up here, and my left one was like all the way down. We never worked on left ones. So even if it's not in the routine, like when you're working on jumps, or even if like they're not as good, it's important to spend just as much time, if not more, on their bad or opposite leg. So next jump we'll do is a pike jump. For a pike jump, you start to the front bent leg, and you turn all the way out to the side when you like stand up. And then when you swing, instead of your arms being up here like they are for a hurdler, they come straight in front of you. This is probably the hardest one, because if their chest is not up, you can see it a lot easier. So it's really important for them to keep their chest up, and then they're just trying to pike their legs as much through their arms as they can. A really bad habit is people like fold their bodies in half, which like they like have, it looks like they have a good jump, but the problem is it's usually a lot lower. So if they keep their chest up, and if they're looking at the wall the whole time, their pike will like come up level, and then you can get hyperextended pikes. But you can only do that if their chest is up. So it's like the really important part for pikes is that chests are up. So can you guys show me a good pike with your chest up? Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4. Alright, and then the next part is connecting jumps. So after you finish your first jump, so you do a toe touch, if you're doing like a double toe, when you land for your jumps, the way we teach it, and this is the way that I've learned from like the best of the best, is not to cross your arms in between your jumps. It looks kind of gross, and it makes them drop their chest. So you hit your first toe touch, when you like swing in between your when you swing between the first and the second one, you want to hit that same position that you hit when you were like bending down through your jumps, but it's like a continuous motion. Does that make sense? Are you guys confused? A little bit? No? Okay. So you guys want to show me a double toe touch? So the in between the jump, you need to get them looking the same as they are when they start their jumps. So from here, when they're bending and jumping, they need to look the same when they bend and jump between the jumps. So chest needs to be up, as they are in all jumps, and they need to not be crossing their arms, because then they're going to drop their chest. Ready? 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a lot of them have bent legs in their jumps. It's really important that when they bend and jump through that second jump, that they spring just as hard out of that in between. They need to do the same amount of effort for each jump. So when they start and do that first toe touch, they need to bend and jump just as hard for the second toe touch. A lot of people lose effort throughout because they get kind of lazy, and then you get bent legs down from your jumps, which just makes them a little gross. So can you see them again now? 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. And then when you guys start working on connecting two jumps that aren't to the front, so you'll do a toe touch to the front. When you swing between your jumps, you stay to the front and you turn on the way up for your second jump. Turning on the way up, because you guys, when you bend and stand up, that's how you get it so that the jumps will stay in the same place. If they try and turn on the way down, they usually end up turning too early and they'll either overcompensate or they'll turn too late and undercompensate so you don't get it to the corner. But if they turn while they're standing for the second jump, they can spot the corner and they'll stand up and hit to the corner. So can you guys do toe touch right hurdler for me? 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So most of them, not all of them do it yet, but most of them were turning and standing up on the way to their jumps so they can spot the corner and hit it. Does anybody have any questions or want to see any other jumps?